The universe follows a hidden rhythm that most people never notice. From the way light breaks into a rainbow to the very structure of our calendar, one number appears more than any other. It is the number 7, a digit that seems to hold the key to the architectural design of creation itself. In the ancient scriptures, this is not just a mathematical value. It is the seal of perfection, a divine signature left on the world. If we look back at the very beginning of the story, the foundation of time is built on this number. The creation of the world was completed in 6 days, but it was the 7th day that was set apart as holy. This established the first pattern for humanity, the rhythm of work and rest. The number 7 here signifies completion, showing that God's work was totally finished and absolutely perfect in its design. In the ancient Hebrew language, the word for 7 is Shiva, which comes from the root word meaning to be full or to be satisfied. When God uses the number 7, He is telling us that nothing more needs to be added. It is the spiritual opposite of 6, which represents human effort falling short. 7 is the moment where the human journey meets divine rest and finds total satisfaction. The mystery of 7 extends into the very air we breathe and the light we see. There are 7 colors in the visible spectrum, forming the rainbow that God gave as a promise to Noah. This rainbow was a sign that the judgment had ended and a new era of grace had begun. Each color is a distinct vibration, yet together they form the perfect white light of the Creator's presence. As we journey deeper into the scriptures, we see the number 7 appearing in the most crucial moments of deliverance. When the walls of Jericho stood as an impossible barrier, the command was specific and strange. The people were to march around the city for 7 days, and on the 7th day, 7 priests were to blow 7 trumpets. It was the frequency of 7 that brought the walls down. The sanctuary of God was also built around this divine number. The golden menorah, the sacred lampstand, had 7 branches that burned with pure olive oil. These 7 lights represented the eyes of the Lord searching the whole earth and the sevenfold Spirit of God. It was a constant visual reminder that the light of divine perfection must always burn in the center of human worship. Forgiveness, the hardest act for a human heart, is also tied to this number. When Peter asked if he should forgive a brother 7 times, the response was revolutionary, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. This indicates that forgiveness should be infinite and complete, mirroring the perfect mercy of the divine. To forgive in the power of 7 is to release a debt entirely and perfectly. Even the cycles of the earth were governed by the Sabbath of years. Every 7th year the land was to rest, and all debts were to be cancelled. This was a test of trust, asking the people if they believed that the provider could give enough in 6 years to last through the 7th. It taught that true wealth is found in obedience to the divine rhythm, not in constant toil. In the life of Jesus, we find 7 profound statements made from the cross. These 7 last words complete the mission of redemption. From Father, forgive them, to it is finished. These declarations cover the entire spectrum of human suffering and divine love. In the darkest hour of history, the number 7 was used to signal that the work of salvation was now perfectly complete. The book of Revelation, the final mystery of the Bible, is almost entirely structured around the number 7. There are 7 churches, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls of judgment. This final book is the completion of the entire biblical narrative. It shows that history is not a random series of events, but a carefully orchestrated symphony moving toward a perfect, sevenfold conclusion. Scientists have noted that the number 7 has a unique place in our biology as well. Many of our cells are replaced in 7-year cycles, and the human brain can typically hold 7 pieces of information in its short-term memory. It is as if we are hardwired to respond to this number. Our very bodies and minds are tuned to the frequency of the number 7, the signature of our Maker. In the story of Naaman the leper, healing required a specific act of humility tied to 7. He was told to wash in the Jordan River 7 times. He was frustrated at first, wanting a grander gesture, but it was only after the 7th dip that his skin became like that of a child. This shows that the blessing is often found in the persistence of the 7th step. The number 7 also guards the entrance to wisdom. Proverbs tells us that wisdom has built her house and hewn out her 7 pillars. These pillars represent the complete foundation of a life lived in alignment with truth. Without all 7, the house of our life is unstable. But with them, we stand firm against the winds of deception and the storms of life's trials. When we look at the music that moves our souls, we find the 7 notes of the diatonic scale. Every masterpiece ever written, from the grandest hymns to the simplest lullabies, is built on these 7 steps. After the 7th note, we return to the first, but an octave higher. This is a beautiful metaphor for the spiritual journey. We return to our source, but transformed. The mystery of the 7th day is not just for the past, but a prophecy for the future. Many believe that the history of the world follows a 6,000-year period of human struggle, followed by a 1,000-year Sabbath of peace. This millennium is the 7th day of the world's history, where the king returns to rule in perfect justice and the earth finally finds its long-awaited rest. In the miracle of the loaves and fishes, the number 7 appears again. After thousands were fed, the disciples gathered up 7 large baskets of leftovers. This was a sign of divine sufficiency. It means that when God provides, there is not just enough, there is a perfect abundance left over. He does not just meet our needs, He exceeds them with a 7-fold blessing. The high priest of Israel, on the Day of Atonement, would sprinkle the blood of the sacrifice 7 times before the mercy seat. This was the only way to achieve perfect cleansing for the nation's sins. It was the sevenfold application of the sacrifice that opened the way into the presence of the Most High. It reminds us that our access to the divine is bought with a perfect price. Even the structure of the Lord's Prayer contains 7 petitions. The first 3 focus on God's glory, and the final 4 focus on human needs. This balance creates a perfect prayer that covers everything we could possibly ask for. It is the sevenfold prayer that aligns our hearts with the will of heaven and brings the kingdom of God down to the earth. Why does all of this matter to us today? Because in a world that feels chaotic and random, the number 7 is a reminder that there is a plan. You are not a mistake, and your life is not a series of accidents. You are living in a universe that was designed with precision and perfection. The same God who counted the 7 days of creation is counting the steps of your journey. As you look around you this week, try to find the 7s. See the colors of the rainbow, hear the notes of the music, and remember the rhythm of the week. Let this number be a secret signal to your soul that you are loved by a creator who does everything perfectly. Your story is moving toward its own 7th day of rest, where every tear will be wiped away and everything will finally be complete.